Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
Getting
Wow.
to like you.
And for once, it isn't me. Awesome.
Right?
Drunk. I'm drinking water. What the hell?
What? You know what it is? It's vodka. It tastes like water. That's the thing.
Thank y'all for reminding me. I'm having a hot toddy right after the show. Hello. Hello, hot toddy right after the show. Mm-mm.
As long as it works, because you sound like shit, just so you know.
Oh, you are so sweet.
I know. I try. I try. I try.
That's for you. All
Thank
up
you.
in
Thank you for that.
it.
Got a little phlegm in my eardrum. Give me a second.
It is projectile.
It is. It is actually projectile. Yes, indeed it
No,
is.
I'm serious. It is. It's really
No,
strong.
I agree. Oh, I know. Should I introduce the show so we can go ahead and get started?
Yep.
Yes.
Rolling.
All right. It is February 25th, 2016. It is Thursday, which means it's time for our Rough Round Ready show. I'm Snow. That is Corey over there who has the zombie virus again. We have Ginger. I'm not sure what that was. We have Ginger, who is not drunk. She's on water. And then we have Blaster, who is drunk, but we're not sure on what.
On life. I'm drunk
On life. There you go. There you go.
There you go.
And Corey must be coughing because I think she's muted. So, which one of y'all want to go first with something? Y'all got something to talk about? Whoa, there she is.
Yeah. I got something to talk about.
I got drama I got to get out
Oh,
first.
get the drama. Go for it. Ladies
Drama.
first.
Okay, so y'all know that Uncharted just released their trailer yesterday, their first trailer. Blaster, yay for you.
Yay. I have not been following it for a while. I haven't owned a PS anything.
PS
Like the
anything.
2. Yeah.
Okay, really? And they made the video private. Okay, I was going to share the trailer with you, but they made it private. Ooh, more drama. So, apparently Naughty Dog used a flag from Assassin's Creed, the art in their trailer. What? Yes, what? So Naughty Dog has had to apologize to Ubisoft when one of the devs noticed that their artwork was in the background. So I'm going to try to say this guy's name, Azizia Imar. He says, "Wow, Uncharted 4 using one of AC4 artwork in their trailer. I get the Thief title now." Oh, throwing shade. That
Burnt!
is shade.
Burnt!
Oh,
So burnt.
You know what?
Wrecked.
Okay, and of course they apologized. Said we sincerely want to apologize to everybody at Ubisoft, the Assassin's Creed team, the original artist, and our fans. What they did, let me see if I can actually show this at least without somebody getting mad at us. Game industry biz, we borrowing your shit. If y'all want to go read their article, you can. Holla. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you your credits, your dues. But this is the picture that they used.
Mm.
Okay, it's a picture frame. It's hanging on the wall, and it wasn't like they were using it in the game like that way.
Yeah.
It was I think it was a nice little homage.
Yeah, they say imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
Yes.
So, I don't know if they. I mean, I guess it is something worth apologizing, especially didn't. But I don't know. I mean, games have done this before. Like they've done little Easter eggs that relate to other games, right? I mean, I'm trying to remember some examples. But...
Well, they're also mentioning that. Remember when they did Last of Us, they used the likeness. Ellen Page said they used her likeness in Last of Us. See that here?
Yeah.
And they say they believe Helen Mirren and Jason Statham were strong influences of the two British characters in Uncharted 3. You know what? Some of y'all need to just sit the fuck down. Have several seats. It's not that serious. It's not like this was a playable level in their game. It's a picture on a wall. Maybe it's an homage to you. Maybe they saw it and thought it was beautiful. Let's stick this in our game. If anything, if it was my artwork, I would have brought it up and said, thank you so much, Naughty Dog, for the nod to us for putting my artwork in your game so that they can say, oh, yeah. Yeah.
I would have made the post. Well, they say imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Thanks, Naughty Dog. That's what I would have said.
Yeah. Draw their attention to it, but don't be catty about it. Naughty Dog has a nice following.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I've seen a lot of, I mean, I have played some Uncharted games. I love the Uncharted games. They're not doing anything super original. I mean, if you think about it, Uncharted is essentially Lara Croft, but right with a guy, right? And so, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. I think getting upset about that is a little bit overboard, personally. Now if they've been stealing like full on like
That's what I said. If it was the full
models
layer and the full artwork, it was being used. The artwork, I mean, your
they made that level. If they made that level.
yeah. Then I'm mad. I'm like, what the fuck? I spent 24 hours building that, that little tree or whatever. But it's just a picture on the wall. If anything, it seems to me more like it was paying homage to you. It was giving a nod to you, and that's what I would have tried to point it to being, to let them know I see this.
Is this the new guy, or is this? Wait, is this supposed to be? Oh, there he is. Okay.
This is the new. This is.
No, there he is. Okay, I was looking for Nathan Drake. I didn't see him for a second there.
Wait, that one guy.
Nathan Fillion, you mean?
Is he the guy from Firefly?
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion. Yeah, that's Nathan Fillion.
No, there he isn't. He doesn't. He actually doesn't do the voice. I found that out.
No, he didn't do the voice, but it is his likeness.
Yeah, pretty much.
His likeness, and he knows it's his likeness.
Well, I really wish that they would actually do a real Uncharted movie that uses him as the main character.
But the thing is Nathan Fillion knows this, and he is not pissy about it at all.
No. He actually asked them.
Nathan Fillion and one of the Big Bang Theory episodes the other day. He's
No,
he was on the Talking Dead the other night. He's pretty funny.
I thought he requested. I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he requested to do the Uncharted movie back when they were planning on having one, and then they were going to get like Brad Pitt or something stupid to play it.
No.
No, people get over Brad Pitt. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, wait, that level.
Brad Pitt was a good action star when he did Fight Club, but I don't know about now. Is he able to get in that kind of shape again? Because this is the kind of shape he'd need to be in to do this. Actually, Nathan Fillion is not in great shape right now either.
No, he's not. He's not.
That's what I was pointing out. That's in the episode that I saw him.
But I think he could do it. I mean, he's playing. Isn't he playing on? Is he on The Wire? I think, or something.
The Wire went off the air years ago.
Oh, I don't know. See, I don't watch TV, so.
Well, that was off cable. I never watched it either. I just know they went off the air right when I was about to start watching it. As I have already told people at Naughty Dog, April 26th is 2 days before my birthday, so I would appreciate, hooking a sister up. I have sat in many of your laps and kissed many of you. The least you can do is give me a game. Come on.
You got a black book. You about to name and shame.
Yeah, I'm about to name some names. You know who you is.
Is there gonna be like a website like the leaks they had for
That's right.
For what's that? What was that company called?
I know what you're talking about. Ashley Madison.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's gonna be a website. It's like hascorykissme.com.
Speaking of which, Mr. Robot's coming back on soon. I just want to let y'all know.
I was telling somebody about that today. They were telling me. I was telling somebody. I said I know Corey likes Mr. Robot, and I recommended it. I don't know anything about it, but I said that if she likes it, it must be good.
Oh God, that's my baby daddy. Okay, that's my baby daddy.
Okay, I got one.
What you talking about?
Let me screen share my screen. Let me screen share the screen. So, I've been really looking forward to playing XCOM 2. I don't own it yet. The wallet's been kind of crying a little bit lately about some of my purchases. World of Warships, you know what I'm talking about. Sorry. Yeah, I like my virtual warships. Anyway, so there's a modder who's trying to make. Apparently, there is a enemy called a Viper. It's one of the alien classes, and it's a female. He's trying to make them sexier. So there's.
How much sexier do you need to be?
I don't know. Here's like a. Let's see. It says the resulting sassy Viper mod isn't a nudity patch, but here's what they have so far. I'm not seeing anything really sexy going. Oh, okay. There you go. Blowing a little kiss. I don't know. Looking at the nails. Okay. So I don't think it's that bad. I mean, at least it's not like a full-on give it snake boobies, But they're giving it a little bit more of a feminine flair to that. I just wanted to see what you guys thought about that.
A little bit.
Let me see. Wait a minute.
Did you not watch the video?
Click on. There we go.
Click on it again.
All right, here I'll make it bigger so you can see. So there's a little bit of a. I don't know what that's about, but.
Okay.
Let's see. Hold on a second. Wait for it.
I see she's.
The boobs are a little weird. I don't know.
Well, she's a snake, so I don't know that she should have boobs in the first place. I'm just confused by this whole thing.
It's a little more anthropomorphic for my taste. A little too anthropomorphic.
The shoulders are a little broad. The boobs are a little droopy.
Yeah, here's a little. Let me scroll back up again.
If you're gonna be doing snake boobies, they could be better.
here's a little bit of a, and I think here's a little bit of like an in-game screenshot. So I think that was with the model itself and working with the animation. So
Okay, now this is the final product.
I almost feel like that is they took like a male model and then like buffed out his chest and then we're like, hey, look, it's a female. No.
Put some boobies on it. Put some snake boobies on it. Yeah, I don't know.
Put some snake boobies on it.
Snake boobies on it. I don't know. I'm not feeling this at all. I don't understand. I just don't get the whole like reptiles are very much. They're very. I'm trying to think of what the word I'm looking for is. They're not very clear in their genders, right? It's not very it's not as pronounced as another species. So I'm not really 100% sure if snake boobies would even be a thing. But since they're here, I'm still not feeling it. I don't understand the need or the push to make this more sexy. I don't know. I don't
know why
understand
it needs to be. I don't know why it needs to be sexy. Is the question? Why does it need to be sexy? How does that play into the gameplay? I feel like if you're gonna make characters sexy in games, you're gonna make a big deal about our sex, and it needs to be a buff or something that we have.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, XCOM is still. I'm still very excited about the game. I don't think this really has anything that's going to negative about it necessarily. It's just kind of a why to me personally. It's not like a full-on nudity mod. There's, like I said, no full-on snake boobies, but I don't know. It just seems like a waste of time. But
he need to do something.
He's got to do something, I guess.
He's just trying to do something.
Yeah, I don't know. So, anyways, I just wanted to see what you guys thought about that.
I'm not understanding the why either. Why do we need?
Yeah.
Why does I'm looking at the snake like why?
Yeah. I don't get it.
I don't get it. And
Anybody out there understand this?
I get like I said, I really feel like I don't know.
All right, that's all I wanted. I just want to see. Yeah, I guess we all kind of feel the same way. Like, why? Why?
And what's the point? I mean, really, what's the point?
Snake boobies. That's the point. Snake boobies.
Okay, so we still have to. We sort of talked about this last week for a hot minute because I didn't realize how late in the show it had gotten to be. I know, Miss Corey can't at all talk about this. But
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that. All right, so the FBI is, of course, wanting Apple to hack a phone, create a hack, a backdoor more or less, so that they can get into a supposed terrorist phone for information, for text, to find out who they talk to, who they're consorting with, that sort of thing. But to do that, that backdoor would work on all Apple users from there on out. So Apple's pretty much telling them, yeah, no, sorry. The Apple CEO says that they are prepared to fight the FBI all the way to the Supreme Court. I was actually pulling this from Game Politics. Tim Cook is the Apple CEO, if you don't know. And he was speaking to ABC World News Tonight to their host, David Moore. Weird. Anyways, and he says that he's ready to take the fight all the way to the Supreme Court. He says we would be prepared to take this issue all the way. He also says that by complying with the court order from a California federal court, that would be bad for America because it would set a legal precedent and offend many Americans. And this is, of course, over the phone that belonged to Syed Razan Farouk. That was one of the San Bernardino, California terrorists. They say that she, I don't know, was the mastermind. This happened on December 5th. It killed, there we go.
Yeah, there's two of them.
People, and he was killed by police.
Yep.
Cook's also saying that the government was asking for the equivalent of software cancer. He says that he plans to talk to President Obama to get the legal battle back on a better path. I'm with Tim Cook on this. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, it's interesting because I think Bill Gates came out recently and said something. I think he's saying that he was defending the FBI in that one, that Apple should turn it over.
Yeah, they were actually. It was actually on here. He clarified and said that no, he was with Apple on this.
Okay, good. Because I'd seen an article that was falsely saying that he. I guess now it'd be misunderstanding. It was a misunderstanding. They were thinking that he was on the side of the FBI. So a couple things I've thought about. I've kind of contemplated this for a while, right? And first off, they have the FBI can ask for the information. That they have a warrant. They can try to get into the phone. They have that permission, right? Mm-hmm. But the second thing is that Apple has a valid point in saying that look, if we can't just do this for this phone, and if we do break this will fundamentally break our entire our entire software encryption or hardware encryption, right? If we find a way to bypass that and it gets out, then nobody's going to want to buy an Apple product or trust an Apple product again to be able to keep their private data. So I don't know. I mean, I don't really know. It seems like I'm not going to try to say Apple's defending a terrorist. They're not. It's not what's going on here. And I think anybody that makes that kind of analogy is just trying to incite some sort of anti-Apple, fear mongering, right? So that's not what's going on. Apple, and I don't necessarily think Apple is trying to be a champion of our rights as against cyber espionage or whatever. I don't think Apple's doing that either. Apple's just trying to protect their business, and that's really what it boils down to. Now it happens to align with the desires to protect ourselves from unwarranted spying from the government or all these other things, or even people just getting into our data that we don't want into our data. So in these areas it happens to align. I think where I fall on this whole thing, I don't think Apple should give them this information. I don't think they should. And I'll say this even with the thought that, it's a public safety issue, right? This is what the government's trying to say. Look, it's a public safety issue. If we can get some actionable intelligence out of this phone, we can go and find out other people that these people may have contacted before they went on this horrible, shooting spree and killing people. We can find other people and maybe stop other terrorist events before they happen. That is a laudable goal. I don't think the government's intentions here are bad at all. But I mean, it's one of those scenarios where it's like, they're not asking for something bad. They don't have bad intentions. What they're asking for is something they should hopefully be able to get, but the way that they want to get it may be something that could undermine a lot of the personal freedoms and the things that we all, privacy and things and rights that we all feel we have. And so for that reason, regardless of whether Apple's doing this altruistically, which, again, I don't think they're doing it that way. I think they're doing it for their business. It makes business sense for them to resist this.
Screen.
But I feel like I'm with Apple on this one. I don't want them to give the government this. And even if Apple didn't give it to them, even if the government said, in fact, I think the FBI even said, they're like, look, we don't necessarily care if you give us this. We just want the information. And Apple said it doesn't matter because once we create this, once we bypass this, then if it gets out of an employee or something, then anybody can do it.
It's Pandora's box, Once it's open, you cannot put it back in the box. You can't.
Right.
Well, here's what I can say. You all are not the only ones that feel that way about what's been happening, and it was very, very touching to see all the support protests going on, not just in the United States, but worldwide. And I tell you, I woke up and I got teary-eyed the other morning. I was like, this is nice. And I very proudly wore my Apple gear outside the house, and then, of course, somebody asked me to help them with their phone in the parking lot. So, there were my
But, I mean, I get it. Terrorists and terrorism is a big deal, but
we can't surrender our freedoms, because that's what they want. We can't surrender our freedoms just to stop them from doing something horrible. I think people are going to do horrible things. We've got to get smarter about not necessarily relying on technology, because, it's funny, a lot of these terrorists don't always rely on technology. They use technology, but they don't rely on it like we do. And that's why they feel comfortable attacking not only our people, but I think a lot of times they want to attack our technological infrastructure, because if they can do that, then they can level the playing field, and they feel like they can beat us if they can cripple our technological side, the technology that we rely on so much. So I would say that this terrorist shooting would have had, and again, I say this not to try to make a comparison between people's lives and technology, right, and the rights that we have. There is no comparison. People's lives are very, very important, right, and I feel bad about all the people that died in this horrific, incident, but at the same time, it was a dual attack if you think about it in a way, right, because not only did they hurt people and they killed, people and ended precious lives, but not only that, but they went ahead and now forced this position where they're attacking our freedoms of, our privacy, right, and our right to privacy, and to not be spied on by, outside agencies, whether they're government controlled or otherwise. And so they'll have accomplished two major attacks on us. And again, I'm not trying to equate people's lives with this. Please don't get me wrong. People's lives are way more important than this. But I'm trying to say is that this is just, it is so devious in the fact that that this phone is causing such controversy right now, and is causing us to try to is causing this whole discussion about, can people actually have privacy? Can they actually rely on the iPhone or whatever they bought?
Isn't it Second Amendment that protects private papers and stuff like that?
Second Amendment. I thought that was guns.
No, something. One of them.
That's guns. There's amendment. One of the amendments.
One of them amendment things. One of them amendment things.
Protects
Right.
private papers and whatnot. But
Right.
still, it's not caught up to technology, because technology is not paper, and a lot of it's out there in the cloud, on the internet. How do you say that, hey, that's mine, you can't go through it?
Right.
I would like to say that Teenatrix made me some tea, and I think she put some white pepper in it, and it actually cleared up my sinuses. I just want to tell y'all it was an accident, but it worked out well.
That was nice. One last thing I was going to say is that I was reading an article recently, and this is kind of a little bit off topic, it's a little non sequitur, but talking about a reliance on technology, and there's a big concern right now that we rely so much on technology that what would happen in the case of a World War III scenario where our military relies on technology such as GPS and things like that for coordination and stuff. The military, the Navy, has gone back to using sextants to be able to navigate by the stars. Yeah, they've started training. They've started training all of their cadets now to use sextants and to be able to do star-by navigation in case of a scenario where a foreign power would knock out our satellite system or our GPS system, to try to level the playing field and make it difficult for us to navigate. Because for a long time, that's all they ever taught. They stopped teaching how to do any kind of traditional navigation. It was purely using this homegrown system.
Well, see, what you just said is what any person that has the foresight to be prepared for zombies is already doing. I have already taught Teenatrix about phone booths. I went and explained to her how to use a payphone, because cell phones.
Right?
I'm trying to think where was the last place that I saw a payphone?
I know where one is, and anybody in Houston that would like to know where there is one, it is off of 288. They're at the Exxon station at oh God, I can remember the name of the street now. Yeah, but just go 288. It's an Exxon station along 288. There's only one there. There is an actual payphone still there. People actually use it.
Wow.
Costs you 35 cents now to use it.
Wow, that's not bad though. Does it take credit cards?
No, I have seen some that take credit cards in the airport though.
Yeah.
The last one I saw at a gas station cost $50. So what the hell?
Wow.
Oh, so mine is on sale. Have y'all seen that the airports? Okay, let me gripe about something that should be technologically advanced and is not.
Mm-hmm.
So at the airport, they now have this machine, which I had an idea for, but of course, I thought about it too late. Where you go and you charge your phone, right? You're supposed to put money in and then you charge your phone, and it's supposed to give you a supercharge, but it does not work. And it worked for nobody. And then some men came along and said that they never work, and I was like, how did they get in here? And of course, if you do plug it in, you don't. He says even if when it does work, you don't get this supercharge like they say. It'll completely charge your phone in 15 seconds. He's like, no, it'll blow up your phone or something. So why doesn't this work? Who came up with this idea and then it just doesn't work like it should?
Some batteries will, with the technology, will charge faster than others, but I don't think you can supercharge all of them.
No.
Certain ones.
No. And some of those cords were old.
List or something?
Huh?
Do they have a list next to it?
It has. It looks like it's like a weird bulletin board. And it has cords sticking out. And you're supposed to find the one for your phone, and you plug it in, and you can put in your credit card or foldable money, and say this is how long I need a charge for my phone to last this long, and it's supposed to supercharge it in 15 seconds or 30 seconds or whatever, and nothing happened. And then they at least do have a number and say, well, if we charge you, call us and then we'll refund your money. But nothing happened. It didn't work. I ended up using the airport. Actually had a charging station. United did, and I used theirs. But of course, people want to fight you because there's only like 3 of them around this pole, and if you don't get a seat around the pole, you're in trouble. But it's a smart idea, but a stupid idea and a dangerous one. I'm not going to tell you what you can do with that, but given the conversation we were just having, think about what somebody could do with that machine not working, and saying it could supercharge a phone.
I rip people off, man.
They're gonna stop allowing us to bring cell phones in the airport, people. Y'all better fix your shit. Fix your shit.
Yo, shit.
Yeah, it's funny. It was funny, real quick. There's, at the mall, near my house, they have all these charging stations. You ever seen that?
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
I was
Oh, okay.
They held out here at ours.
Sorry.
Does yours work?
Ours works. Ours works. They're pretty nice. But everybody's always there. You can never, like, there's usually a line for people just sitting there. And it's free, though. Like, they don't charge you for it.
Oh, see, no, this is at the airport charges.
Oh, no, see, this is totally free. Like, it's like at the mall, and it's just a free complimentary charging station. And there's usually, like, 3 of them by, like, the bathroom areas, and there's always just people sitting there on their phones. I'm like, you came out to the mall to what? Sit on your phone? Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, that I don't get. You know.
Because maybe my mom won't let me have my charger.
Oh yeah, it is usually younger people I see using it.
Yeah. Also because they don't care.
Yeah, I actually have a new little thing. I don't have it with me, so I don't have the brand. But I actually have this little brick that's not much bigger than my actual phone, and I can charge my phone plug my phone into it, and it'll charge my.
Is it a Mophie?
I don't know. I don't
A
have it
Mophie.
right now.
A Mophie.
Yeah.
But this thing is amazing. My phone, it'll charge my phone over and over and over. I went to, I went out of town the other day. It's like a 2.5 hour trip there and back. We were gone for a day and a half, something like that.
It sounds like a
used that
Mophie.
thing a couple of times to charge my phone. No issue. And it was still charging. Hell, I think it still has a charge on it. And I hadn't even charged it before I left. And like I said, the thing's no bigger than my actual phone. I love this thing.
Sounds like a Mophie.
Yeah, maybe it is. I don't know what the name of it is. It's cool.
I got this thing, I'm trying to find it real quick that I wanted to show you guys. Let me see here real quick. Here it is. Yeah, this is pretty interesting. Let me share my screen and show you guys this. It's a little, now again, little non sequitur, but
Let me see.
I'm going to do so right now. So it's been a while since I have ever played. Have you guys played an arcade recently? You see this? Like okay, so just to give you background, what this guy is going to be showcasing is there's this way that you can get into like the menu system for Mortal Kombat, for any Mortal Kombat cabinet is what I meant to say. Starting with Mortal Kombat all the way up through like the newest incarnation. It's called I think it's called the SBJ console or something like that. I don't know the term thing exactly, but you can do all kinds of things. And you can see like the endings for all the different characters. You can like do these sound checks and stuff. And it's basically you just put this little pattern in. It's like a block, down, block. It's like one of those really complicated patterns you put in, and it gives you access to menu, and it works on all of the cabinets in the arcades. But what was really interesting to me was seeing this guy's setup. Like, I have not played an arcade in so long, and we have computers, and we got consoles, we got all this cool stuff, and seeing it like this, I want this. I would love to have a game room with stuff like this in it. This is amazing. Like, I didn't know that I had this desire to have like
I didn't know I had the desire to have it.
until this moment when I'm looking at this. I'm like, this is amazing. Like, I don't let me fast forward a little bit to the little board. It's like, it's cool because he's like, and it's well, let's see. He talks about it for a long time.
Going to show how you get to
Here it is. Yeah, here he is. So he's going to show you on each one how to do it. And just like, and hearing the little taps of the buttons and stuff, it's awesome. Now, there is an arcade here where I live locally that's actually open. It's a bar arcade, and they've got tons of different cabinets. And I went there just recently, and I walked around. I thought it was pretty cool, but I didn't quite feel the need to own an arcade until I saw this video at home. You know, see, here he's into it. EJB menu.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and you can go in there and you can do all kinds of like tests and stuff. But it's got like, I think you can enter like your initials and stuff, so you can go in there and you can mess with the high scores and all that kind of stuff. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, and it works with all the cabinets. And I thought this was really interesting. But like the reason why I bring it up is because I want an arcade at home. I want one now. I don't know. I don't know what that does at all. But they're all like very similar. Like that's for Mortal Kombat, the original one.
I'm all talking to myself over here.
Hello. I want to know
My
what the
mother
hell
had
are
dated a
they?
guy that had one of the original Pong tables in his house.
Oh wow.
And I used to just sit and play with that thing, and my mother thought I was really strange. She liked Pac-Man, but she cannot understand the Pong thing at all. She's like, it's just two little white lines on the screen and a little ball bouncing between. I'm like, you do not know what is coming. This is the beginning here. This is the beginning, mother. That's how it starts. I know it. I see it.
What's really funny is this is all you got. If you beat the original Mortal Kombat, this is all you got. It was like 2 pages,
Yeah.
and that was it. And then have a nice day.
I
You
so
got that with a lot.
remember this. I
You
was
got
like
that with a
middle
lot of
school
games.
walking through the damn mall with my friends, and we'd stop and play this. And
That was like, I don't know if you guys remember a game called Eternal Champions, which was my favorite game.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
no, I haven't seen that.
worked hard to beat it. It was an arcade game. Wait, that's it? Is that it?
No. This is all Mortal Kombat. So
Okay, I
he
thought
owns. So he owns like all the Mortal Kombat's. Like how amazing would that be to have one wall is Mortal Kombat's and the other one is Street Fighters?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could have parties at your house and
it's
people
so
would just.
horrible because in the back of my head, I'm like, so you have all of these. So how often do you get laid?
I don't know. That's we can ask him.
Ginger, we can't look at that because we is be hot gamers and we
That is true. That is
so
true.
we can't see him, so he might be hot.
I don't know about that, but all right.
You said you don't know if he's hot.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm not attracted. You know, I don't know.
He might be hot. He
You
just
ladies
might
would have to
like
be the
his
judge.
face. I need to see his face. What you looking like there, Ed?
I don't think you get that. I don't think you get that throughout all the videos.
All you get to see is like his arms.
You see his arms. That's it.
Well, his arms look nice.
But I thought it was really interesting. He's trying to there it is. So he's in that one too. Yeah, so it works with all of them. Now menus are different, of course, depending on the version that you're running. But yeah,
Revision. I saw when I went to Dave and Buster's. One of the Mario machines had went rogue and everything was in Japanese. And this was recently, and I could not get my phone out quick enough because I was like,
Right.
I got to get a picture of this. You never see this. It was just a
Right.
bunch of Japanese writing. People were like, what the hell? How do I play? What happened? I was like, oh my god, I got to get a picture.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
yeah. Again, speaking about not getting people mad at me, I wanted to say I did get this link in the previous one from Kotaku. So that's where I was looking at.
Oh, they don't get mad anyway. YouTube is gonna be mad. Somebody always gonna be
Fuck you,
mad.
Kotaku.
Oh,
Thank you, Kotaku.
hmm So I just want to say that. That's interesting. But you can find this video. Just do a search for Mortal Kombat Arcade Secret Hidden
Mom.
Ed Boon menus finally discovered. So there you go. So
Midway. God, what happened to you, Midway?
I don't know.
You were
That was a tough battle, but the Americans pulled it out.
Midway, what happened? What happened to you?
It was an aircraft duel.
Is that what happened to them?
That's what happened.
I was
Japanese
never-
lost all their aircraft carriers in Midway.
Never a fan of Mortal Kombat. I was never a fan.
Look, this one's even signed. Look, he's got somebody signed this one. That's probably worth something.
Oh, yeah, that's worth money.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to have this. And like I said, in Street Fighter, like on the other wall, I would so awesome. I mean, people would.
Let me blow Blaster's mind.
The rest of his little man
What's that?
cave there.
Let me blow your mind. Do you know what's sitting across from me right now?
What's cutting across right now?
The bag from our NC Soft booth visit at
You
E3.
know what's sitting across from me right now?
What?
The exact same thing.
You lie.
I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying to you. You think I'm lying to you?
They make good bags.
Do you know what? It's mounted up on the wall.
Mine is
in
not
my
mounted on
house.
the wall. It is in a little bit disheveled. It's on the floor.
Oh, that's it?
Good bag though.
Oh, I gotta show you. I'll send you. I'll tell you. I'll confirm this with you afterwards.
I will confirm with you as well. But they make good bag, right? This is an old ass bag.
They make good bag.
They do, but when you go, Ginger, you went to the event recently, and I was telling you how good the bags are. They didn't give you a good bag, but back in the day, when they made you a bag at an event, it was gonna last you. You could put groceries in it. You bring your groceries home in it. It's got real handles, not paper.
Corey, you know what tickets are for sale right now, right?
What?
RTX.
When is RTX?
We went in Austin.
No, I said when. When is it?
When? July?
That's actually possibly doable.
Sorry.
Yes. Yes.
Like July, the first weekend in July, I think.
Wait, are you gonna be able to go anywhere? We had to talk about this off air. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was
Mhm.
about to say something I ain't supposed to be saying on air, and she was gonna cut me. Uh, bitch, didn't I tell you not to be talking about my business on the air? I'm sorry, girl. Okay.
Yeah, I tell you this, I don't know, something about the classic. I got a bug now. I want a classic arcade in my house.
Yes. All right. So can I talk? Can I talk? Is it my turn?
You can talk, but or do you have something to show us as well?
I think I do. I'm gonna try to share my screen. There's there we go. All right.
See,
Follow
we
some
think
game
alike.
politics because game politics. I love you.
hmm
There's a new VR on the block, folks. This is Vive VR.
See, mine
It
don't look that pretty.
costs $799. HTC and Valve, folks, are you listening to this? Valve have announced that pre-orders will be available for the Vive VR headset beginning February 29th. That's in 4 days. Anyone who wants to give it to me, I will show you movies. The system will cost $799, according to the joint announcement made by the companies at the Mobile World Congress event in Barcelona. The system is going to launch in April, so coming up really quick. The consumer edition of the VR headset is going to connect to iOS and Android. It's going to allow you phone and video calls, which is really kind of hot because my Oculus can't do that. And so it's going to allow you
We
to.
did tell you to wait, did we not tell you to wait?
I know, right? It comes with the Vive VR headset, 2 wireless controllers, the Vive Link box to connect it to a PC, 2 base stations for tracking user movement, and a pair of earbuds.
Oh,
Valve
nice.
will also bundle the software, including Job Simulator, 2050 Archives, and Fantastic Contraption. So yeah, that's only for a limited time. So if you want to get on this, it is again the Vive VR, and I want it. And if you send it to me, I'll show you boobs. I don't promise they're going to be mine, but I will show you boobs. Yeah, there's that fine print right there at the end.
See, Blaster's bag is prettier. They're like, haha, yeah, y'all don't get to see
Did
our
I
bag.
ever show you the video of that guy modeling with what looked like the Wii nunchucks and the Oculus?
You did, but I am telling you, it is not as easy as it looks.
I'm not saying it's going to be easy at all, but
Oh my God, not as easy as it looks. So, well, they don't know. We've been having a conversation.
Yes.
So I got an iPad Pro. Yay. And was trying to tell Ginger she needs to get an iPad Pro. And she's naming all kind of tablet because she just refuses to get anything from Apple. But I'm telling her this program's awesome. But we had this whole idea, like Ginger just had, that, oh, if I could use my hands, it would be easier.
That's what she said.
That's what she No. I am telling you. There is a program on the App Store from my fellow 3D developers out there called UMake, and it is awesome. You can make mesh. It'll save it in OBJ files. You can export it anywhere. You can texture it there. You can do all this cool stuff. And it even goes so far as to even if you just really are not good at manipulating the mesh like you are in Blender, if you can just draw it out, a bird, and then tap the edges, it'll fill it in with the mesh for you. It'll do the circular, everything. It extrudes. I mean, everything Blender does, right? Yay?
Right.
And then you can even use your hands if you decide you don't want to use the pencil. But it is much easier than it sounds. I was there trying to be all cool. I think I'm going to twist this with my hand. Why is there a line over there? What happened? Why is my fingerprint on it? What happened? The fuck? Oh, God. This is not working like I thought it was going to work out. No, it is not as easy as it sounds. If you're a sculptor, it's probably your cup of tea. It is awesome.
It's probably a lot like what's
Yes.
that?
Yes, Blaster, my bag does look jank. Yeah, I didn't show you what all was in it. It's got fairy wings in it, and
still though, great
Minecraft
minds,
stuff.
though, right? That's crazy.
Yeah, amazing, right? But what were you gonna ask? I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say it's probably a lot like what's the tool? It's not like Blender, but it's a sculpting tool more. I have it, but I can't remember the name of it.
Well, I have one, Adobe. It isn't Adobe Sculpt.
No. It's hold on a second. I'll look. It's on the computer.
I have one called Sculpt. Is that the one you're talking about? Sculpt.
There's one called Mudbox. There's one called Sculptrix. There's one.
It's more of a more recent one.
Well, Sculpt is new, but I think it's just made for iPad Pro.
Hold on a second.
He's like, I'm gonna look it up.
I'm gonna look it up because I can't. You know what? Here's my one pet peeve about Windows 10. I don't have like a way to easily see what's installed on my computer. It's annoying.
True
This-
motherfucking story.
And the search doesn't always find it because you have to know what it's called to find it.
Yeah,
You have to go
ZBrush?
ZBrush. That's it.
Oh,
That's it.
well, they have one that has kind of the same capabilities as ZBrush, and that one is Sculpt, but it's by Adobe, but it's the same thing. But even that with your hands involved is unless you're a sculptor, it's really not something you're gonna just pick right up and do.
Yeah. But ZBrush is for sculptors that want to
Yeah.
do 3D modeling. Like,
But it's a little easier because you have the mouse. So and we're used to using mouses, so you're used to having that control with the mouse. But when you actually have your physical fingers and you're trying to do it, it is not gonna work out. Not gonna work out at all. I don't
Agreed.
know. Certain little other blonde person that's gonna get hurt. Don't be calling me on Thursday. You already know. You know what day it is. Yeah, but so Ginger, I'm telling you, you would love the program. Ginger will probably catch on to it a little faster than I would. But yeah, it is not. The using the hands. I was all excited, and I had 3 or 4 different ones on here that I was messing around with. So that one is good. One that is exactly like Blender. I think this is Adobe. No, 3D Sketch 3D is exactly like Blender. So
because that look, you're showing it to me, and that really looks like SketchUp, which is free on
yeah.
Google.
So Sketch 3D is not Sketch.
I don't know what it is. She said it looks like SketchUp for Google because Google has their own.
Sorry, that was a joke. I was making a joke.
Hush up, you. You know I'm on Theraflu. Don't be messing with me. You know I'm sipping on that syrup. Well, this one has syrup. You're not a Southerner.
Syrup.
Sorry, not a true Southerner. Syrup. But it has all the front ortho, the grids, all the good stuff. The apply, undo, solid, hide, everything. It is Blender. But the other one has all the same stuff, but it is much more complicated. If I could just figure out how to draw stuff again, I can't draw anymore.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
If I could draw, it's just like
I've actually gotten better with Paint.net than I am with actually drawing. It's terrible.
Right?
Yeah.
It's terrible. Like I don't know what happened to my skills. I used to have skills to pay the bills.
Yeah. No, and what was it? Who was using it? I was watching a video. Shit. It's the secret store inside SL. They were doing an interview for her. She uses a bamboo tablet.
Yeah, that's what you were telling me about.
So
But
she is like a stylist and does her mesh and her details that way.
that's the same way this one works. See, this is what I'm talking about. She don't listen to me. I'm telling her the same thing, but she's more impressed with the other girl doing it. Here's what I'm going to tell you what's going to make your life easier. You can get a bamboo tablet, but where do you go to get bamboo support? Is there a big community of bamboo people, or is there a larger community of Apple people?
That's true. That's true.
So that's what I'm looking at as far as getting help, because then you'll be like, I don't know how to use this, and then I'm going to listen to Ginger cry, and then she's going to wake me up. You know, she likes waking me up.
Just so y'all know, I'm like doing the potty dance in my chair. I drink too
Yes. Pictures already didn't happen. We want to see it. Oh, okay. We've kind of drifted off into other territory. Okay.
I can
Can you really do it, or do we need to let you do
I
it?
can do it. I can do it. I'll be fine.
Do you need to visit the facilities?
Not yet. All right. So King. Everybody knows King, right? They make that game everybody plays.
Which one?
The Corey's trying to get back into.
Which game is that? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, they have been bought by Activision.
I thought I saw something about that.
Really?
But I was half asleep, so I couldn't tell.
This still gives Activision Blizzard all of King's various mobile games and access to its estimated 500 million users. Not too shabby there, King.
Considering they're another one that makes the same game over and over. Why ain't nobody mad at them for making the same game over and over, but they don't like Rovio for doing it?
Candy Crush is so much more fun than those stupid birds.
Well, true. They haven't changed their game too much. So.
And the deal's not too bad for King. They get to keep operating as an independent studio. Ricardo Stagoni is going to stay as the CEO. Stephanie, maybe, I don't know, Kurgan is going to be the CEO. Go ahead and mention you two. Sebastian Knudsen is going to remain the chief creative officer. So they all get to remain in charge. They're projecting 2016 non-GAAP revenues of $6.25 billion. That's hot. Operating income's more than $2 billion. That's very hot. Whose lap do I need to sit in? Activision paid
Damn right.
$5.9 billion for the company. So if anyone had invested in that company, yeah, they're selling about $18 a share right now.
Woo, woo. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Making that money.
Making that paper. They be making that paper.
Like I said, whose lap do I need to sit in?
Okay. Either one of you played Spore or Dark Spore?
No, I wanted to, but then people kept saying it was boring. Like it got boring after.
It. Well, before let me say this. I loved Spore. Anybody who was into evolution and wanted to see what it would like, be what it would like to play with evolution, would love Spore. I think it would be a good tool for kids in elementary school to show them what evolution is. But I know some people are real touchy about that kind of thing.
Mhm.
But awesome game. But after you got past the part where your little creature evolved into a thinking being, it did get to be boring. They didn't give you any other really big challenges to handle. Like I loved when you were the spore, in the protozoa in the water, and you decided if you were a carnivore or a herbivore or both, and then you had other bigger creatures that might eat you, so you had to try to outmaneuver them while still eating, so you could get bigger. And then when you got out, you had to try to have some type of interaction with the other creatures, but because you didn't understand their body language, all this stuff was great. It was brilliant. One of Will Wright's more brilliant ideas. It just didn't pan out, once you got out into space and stuff. But in any case, they created Darkspore, which I did not get to play. But either way, it's going down. It's out of there. There'll be no more Darkspore. As of March the 1st, EA is going to shut down the game for good. That seems to be happening a lot with them. EA has killed off a lot of their franchises.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. I mean, I guess it's money. I guess the franchises I guess they need to focus on like certain core games and then like not spend as much money in development. I mean, maybe it's something like that. So they're cutting off they're refocusing some of their lines, like like how a restaurant that's doing bad, it's having problems. If they cut down their menu sometimes and try to focus on a small amount, they can usually end up cutting costs. It's probably something like that that's going on. But
I think of it the same way I think about sports teams.
Mm-hmm.
When they have a winning team, like they had a team that won a Super Bowl or championships, they always, for some reason, go and get rid of all the guys that won the championship or won the Super Bowl. I do not understand this because if you got a winning team, keep them together for as long as you can.
Right.
They don't have any injuries. I think they should just stay together. I think the same thing is true of game developers. If you have a team that's making a good game, you can bring in some new people, yes, because you do need some fresh ideas.
Right.
But you should not change so radically from the original game that the player doesn't recognize it. And I know that's what they did with Darkspore. I know that's what they did with The Sims. I know that's what they've done with Plants vs. Zombies over there at EA. Although Plants vs. Zombies remains awesome, but those other two titles they just ruined. And they've had to shut down the Sims studio here a couple months ago, or they're about to.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't pretend to understand the development part of the video game industry. I mean, I work in development, but it seems so foreign to what I do that I don't understand the process because it seems like I'm not sure what their quality assurance is, but it seems to be, especially with games launching that don't work. for instance, the last Batman game, I mean, for the PC still doesn't work. Like and there were such huge performance issues with it, and it didn't look as good or better like it normally would. Most other games look better on the PC than they do on their counterparts because of the horsepower involved and blah blah blah. So, but it actually looked worse, and the questions came up. Did you guys even test this? Like what? Like I don't understand. But one thing I really don't understand is, like you said, is them completely just getting rid of an entire development team. Or once a game launches, they end up usually firing half the team and going into a maintenance mode on it. Why not keep those people together, and move them onto something else and have a dedicated team that takes over maintenance? Because that's what I do. What we do in our,
It's still software. You still have a user, so it shouldn't be that different.
It shouldn't be that different, right? I mean, you have a maintenance team that goes through and does patches and stuff, and you hand that off, right? Or you might even have a full team that just stays working on it, and you transition some of those people off to work on a new project, but you keep some of the core team back to be able to.
Yeah, because you need that same feel, that same if
Right.
there's going to be DLC, I think Um, and one of the things when I noticed, when I said probably right around the second DLC for The Sims 3, I said this game is going to die. I don't think we're going to get a Sims 4, and if it is, it's not going to be great. Was I noticed the humor started leaving the game.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I loved is when part of the details was when you would read the descriptions, it was always something humorous about whatever you were buying for your sim. There were other little characters that you didn't control that showed up, if you did certain things, which was kind of like a weird way of a lose condition or a win condition if it was a good thing that showed up. Tragic Clown was my favorite because he would show up at your house if your sim was depressed and just cry and cry, and you could not get rid of him. Could not get rid of his ass, and he just sounded so pitiful, and I would be mad, but it was, fun to try to get rid of him. He never came back. We lost the humor in the descriptions, and it'd be like, this shoe will make your Sim's foot grow big or small, or, whatever it was they put in. And they started to take all that stuff out, and the players were like, what is happening to our game? And this happens with every game, except for Call of Duty, which never adds anything new, and for some reason, you people love it to death. I don't understand at all. I don't understand that at all, but that's how you kill a game, especially when you have The Sims. I know you two are like, we do not play The Sims, but keep in mind, until The Sims 4 came out, until they shifted everybody that ever worked on the game out and brought in a whole new team, The Sims, Call of Duty fans, check the stats, was the top-selling PC game of all time since 1998.
Wow.
That is an amazing thing to do. That's why I said, why would you take everybody that ever worked on it out and then put these new people in and say, we need new blood? Yes, you need 4 or 5 new people, but the rest of these people need to stay.
Some new blood is one thing, but not just completely changing the entire dynamics.
And they did, and The Sims 4 died.
What the hell?
Well, again, I don't.
Fix it if it ain't broke.
I don't really pretend to understand what's going on in the background. Obviously, there's got to be something else going on. That is why they're doing this. It doesn't. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's got to be some reason.
You're trying to look for some logic. All I see is, we know EA. Hopefully they'll come back. They go through these up and downs, but they're in a very low down. They fucked up SimCity, and my SimCity people, right. What we wanted was city skylines, and what we got was that stuff they gave us. So I don't understand the changing of everybody out.
Speaking of city skylines, I have to say one thing. I feel like with the price point of the latest DLC, I like it, but I think it's too expensive.
It might be
for what you get, because I've been playing it a lot recently, and
I saw you.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it's like, look, you can only get the snow stuff on the new maps.
Yeah, they didn't integrate it with the other.
They didn't integrate the old maps. The rain is nice on the old maps, but I don't see a lot of functionality involved with that. I don't really see how that affects things necessarily. It's not very clear if it is affecting the traffic or whatever. It's not very clear. There's a lot of it just feels like it's mostly cosmetic changes that they made, and they're charging a lot of money for it, and it's not fully integrated into the current maps that you have. And so I feel like, well, I know, but I feel like the last DLC was fantastic. After Dark was great. But the new DLC, I don't feel like it's. I'm a little disappointed. I think they're way more capable and have better vision to do something even better.
There might be one.
I hope so, but they need the next one. I'm telling you, with the follow-up from this one, the next one should be free. That's what
I haven't even played any of these. So I can't comment. I'm just like. Okay.
Well, Ginger, you gotta jump in and play. Remember, I told you just try out. You gotta try out a new game just to see if maybe you might like it. I mean, you kind of like a little bit of a simulator. You keep saying you don't, but I'm sure if you got in there, we might lose Ginger though. She might. She jumped to 60,000 inhabitants in her city, and then. Blaster, did you really just log into City Skylines
right now? Yeah, I did. I wanted to after this. I wanted to.
You gonna show us your thing? I think it was a little bit expensive. I think it probably should have been around $9 bucks instead of the 12. And I actually post, or I don't know if I posted or not. I probably will tonight. I really would like to see, with the snow, more accidents. It needs to be snowy accidents. I need a pile up in my roundabout.
Yeah. They don't have any accidents.
They don't have any. They don't have many lose conditions at all, other than sewage backup. And I need some other stuff. I need some weather disaster. I need an avalanche. I need something like that. That's the only thing that EA excelled at is you be minding your own business. Your city's good. Tornado, bam. Earthquake, bam.
Or it'd be that would be cool. I also think there's a lot of weird issues with like, especially get really super dense cities.
Yeah.
You get a lot of people just dying and never getting picked up by the morgue. And it's like I've got like 4 or 5 morgues surrounding like a very dense little area, but it's so dense still. Even with that, it's not enough. Or not morgues, but graveyards. It's not enough to go pick the people up. Like they're still just dead people, and they never get picked up, and people leave because of it.
Yeah, and it needs to be a crematorium. Some people don't want to be
Oh
buried.
yeah, I put crematoriums too. I do that.
Issues.
I mean,
Yeah.
like I have severe dead people issues. It's crazy.
I
Like
kept having
seriously.
fires. I had like a whole fire, and I had like a great burning of Atlanta situation on one side.
I'll have to show you this.
And
Yeah,
I
when
had
you
fire
get done.
trucks. Let me do some quick steam sale before we
Yes,
go,
it's about that time.
real quick, because we got about 5 minutes here, and my voice is trying real hard. It's trying real hard. I've been talking a lot
Mm-hmm.
past 2 weeks.
Oh, I've noticed.
No, you have not. You have not even spoken to me. And see, I even tell you how much gamer love I have for these two. Now, most of you people out there, if I see you pop on Steam, I'm gonna say something to you. I see whatever game they're playing. If it's their game, like if I see Ginger playing, what's the one you play? The GTA knockoff you love to death. APB. If I see her playing APB, I'm not saying a thing to her because I know that's serious business. Ginger's serious if she's playing
That's
that.
the first business. I do not like it when I get the pop-ups.
Sure.
It's like, what are you doing? I haven't seen you in forever. And I'm like, bitch, come in here.
Serious
Shoot you in the
business.
face.
Serious.
I see Blaster pop in the Skylines, or he's playing his other game. God, what was the other one you loved? You were playing for a good long while.
Oh,
Crap. He's about what? Well, those two, I know I'm not saying anything. Depending on what it is, I'm gonna be like, I'm not
well,
gonna
see,
bother.
you can't see me playing World of Warships, otherwise you'd be able to see that probably very often. But
No, I can't. But if I did, I know you serious business. I'm not gonna bother you. I have another friend, Nikki. If I see her playing Prison Architect, I'm not bothering her. That little brick girl will cuss me out. Oh, bloody hell. I said, okay, sorry, girl. Sorry.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like really busy, and I hate it when people like ping me. So I appreciate that about you that you don't do that.
Yes, I try to give y'all some love. And then sometimes I'm typing it because I forgot. But anyway, so sometimes I forget. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so quickly, because we got a few minutes. Not really much. It's not really much good over here this week. I'm just gonna tell y'all, I didn't see anything that made me go, oh, I gotta have that. You got Far Cry on sale. Well, the pre-order Primal, which I'm not interested in. I liked Far Cry 4. I'm not interested in Primal at all. Maybe because I worked on 4. Maybe that's why I'm biased.
No more Minecraft knockoffs, people. Come on.
I don't know what this is. This super hot business. I was trying to look it up before the show. I'm really not sure. Game Maker Studio picked that up. This one right here, this game, I'm very interested in. The Flame and the Flood. It is a survival. I'm into the survival genre.
Oh, yes.
If I can get back to it. Why did they pick up Grim Dawn? I don't really want you. I don't want you. It's a survival genre. It is kind of a 3/4 side scroller, and they took it out of the feed. Let me see if I can find it down here. What did I say? The Flame and the something?
Flame, something other.
This Kendra thing looks interesting to me, too. There it is, The Flame and the Flood. So I actually saw this on GOG. I didn't know that Steam had it, but it is very, very interesting to me. Survival, horror, crafting. And this is the view. It was made by the person that did the art for all of the rock bands and BioShock is the guy who did this. Look at that. It's gorgeous.
That's actually not bad. That's kind of cool.
And it's a girl.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which we don't get very often. Look at that. It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. And we're not.
Game. Oh, son of a bitch! What was the game?
I saw. Oh, here's one that's 99 cents. I just got recommended just now by somebody. It's called Guardians of Orion.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Steam.
I will look it up in a second. I want you to see this crafting here that she's going to do in a minute.
I'm watching.
I like this.
Got some puzzles. Look at this. She's gathering stuff. She's building her shit. Look at that. She's building her rust water station. She crafting stuff. Yeah, we likes that. We likes all of that. She got her map. Look at that.
It's pretty cool. Pretty weird, but cool.
It's different. That's what I'm celebrating. Different. I haven't seen anything like it. I can't say this reminds me of, oh, is that a fucking bear? Oh, I got to play that.
That did look like some sort of weird bear.
That was a fucking bear.
But the monkeys weren't enough for you and Don't Starve?
Ooh, girl, we're not gonna talk about those monkeys. Okay, I played that the other day, and then I had a run in with some kind of snakes and a giant. It was a giant. What are those plants we're always looking for? The ones that are in Harry Potter too.
What do you
Did you
mean?
There's plants that scream. I,
You're talking about, yeah, I know you're talking about, crap, what's it called? Oh, it's a classic thing, too, in literature, too. The mandrid?
yeah, mandrake. Yeah, there's a giant
Mandrake,
mandrake.
mandrake.
There's a giant mandrake tree in Don't Starve Shipwrecked.
Mm.
Little
That's
bastard.
not good. That's not good. Does it
Little
kill you when
stop.
it screams?
I don't know. I accidentally hit him and he opened his eyes like, bitch, I'm gonna fuck you up. And I just ran and jumped on my little raft and drowned.
Because historically the mandrake was,
Oh,
if it
it goes
screamed, it would kill
for.
you. Like if you
It
heard it
goes
scream.
for to me, you
Yeah, it
think?
would knock you out. I don't know what he was
No, it
gonna
would
do
kill
though.
you in
Oh,
historical literature.
holy shit. So she went from running from one thing into a boar and then into a bear.
And she let the bear kill the boar.
No,
Why did she stand there?
no.
Oh. So yeah, I think
No.
this is a winner. It's already got very positive reviews. It just came out yesterday.
Nice.
So I'm saying this is I'm gonna have to pick this one up. I'm in love with it. I'm saying, yeah, this is a good game right here. This is a good game. Anyway, it's time for us to roll out. Find you some goodness.
Roll out.
It's a lot of good stuff rolling around here. Somebody always got to say something bad. Look at that. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. All right, we are out. We will see y'all next week. Stay out of trouble or get in it. We don't really care.
Whichever one you like.
We're not bailing you out, but
Right.
No bail. No
I
bail.
got no money for that. You on your own. You in the hole. It's too late for you.
bye, y'all.